of course, a pleasant good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Wherever you are watching us this morning, this afternoon, your time, it is our pleasure to be here on another live podcast, coming to you live from Guinea Bissau. Specifically, we are in the capital, the venue where leaders of the region have assembled for the purpose of the summit of ECOWAS heads of states and government. The leaders have started arriving here at the venue at the moment, and so this to be the president of the Gambia making his way here at the venue. We've seen two other presidents already making the way inside of the hall, and I'm just on the outside of the main venue. Later on, upon the arrival formalities here, I will make my way to the inside to bring you the opening ceremony of what will be taking place on the inside at this 63rd summit of ECOWAS heads of states and government. My name is Smith Toby. I'm here on this official page of the Executive Mansion for the sole purpose of bringing the arrival of the heads of state, and of course the Gambian president is just about making his way to the inside of the hall now, and you need to keep watching us. His Excellency Dr. George Manneh Weah will arrive. Subsequently, the leaders arrived as of last evening. Some arrived a few minutes ago. To be exact, the president of Togo and the president of Senegal arrived not too long this morning, and so keep viewing us here. Is the 63rd section of ECOWAS heads of states and government, and of course this is the Gambia first hosting. Remember, it was Ghana a few years back, and they held that position, I'm sure, twice, and so this time around it is His Excellency Sissoko Mbalo, who is now hosting here since he last took over. This is the first time the Gambia is hosting the leaders of Africa, and so we are honored to be here in Guinea-Bissau, where in fact they are hosting for the very first time. And so you need to stay with us. We coming to you live and direct from the venue, and the leaders were assembled. They will go to their section. We are informed that His Excellency the President of Liberia, Dr. George Manneh Weah, will also deliver a speech here at the summit. We are hoping to capture that as well, and so keep staying with us. This is the venue hall here in Guinea-Bissau, a Portuguese and Creole speaking African country, and so communicating here has also been a little bit difficult, but again we've managed to cut across our level of information, and that's why we are at this point trying to bring you what the leaders of Africa will be discussing here. We haven't seen the appropriate agenda of this assembly of ECOWAS heads of states and government, the 63rd, here in Guinea-Bissau. We are hoping to lay hands on it, but until then, and you are viewing us, we want to officially welcome you We've seen 3 of the leaders already on the inside. We are looking through to see as the Serenes bring in their motorcades. We'll definitely let you know who's coming in at what point in time. So please stay with us here from the main venue. Keep watching us. There will be some dead shots coming in into your screen as we hopefully do some of the necessary adjustment here possible. So you need to keep on staying just where you are, keeping us as your close friend on this podcast here from Guinea Bissau. A beautiful place, a very small country, but again they've assembled the leaders of the region here in Guinea Bissau, and where we are currently positioned is situated at a point where the leaders will make their way inside of the main venue. We haven't gone inside, but again we are hoping that it's going to be spacious enough to accommodate the cream of reporters following their president. That serene you should be hearing is bringing one of the leaders until it reaches our location. We wouldn't tell you until we are there, but this should be one of the presidents coming here. We will identify shortly for you. This should be Senegal. Yes, this is the president of Senegal, who's arrived this morning, by the way. President Macky Sall has just arrived here at the venue. The vehicle you're seeing turning into your camera with the flag on it is the president of Senegal, who's just arrived, and the doors gets open and the guard of honor will do their usual stuff, and of course the Senegalese president dressed up in his white African suit, and he's making his way to the inside now. So Senegal is already here, and we are still watching. They are coming one after the other now, so stay viewing us here from this live official homepage of the executive mansion. This covered His Excellency the President of the Republic of Liberia, who's also a part of the summit here in Guinea Bissau. We are just not far from their state house, and so the building hosting is just a stone throw from the state house here in Bissau, and so these arrival formalities will continue as soon as we can catch the glance of His Excellency Dr. George Manneh Weah, and then we will relocate to the inside to see what's exactly taking place. I'm sure next is going to be Ghana, and they are coming fast one after the other now. I see the Ghanaian president vehicle or motorcade turning shortly, and this should be the man who's here for some time, and so Ghana is already turning in. The Ghanaian president, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, is already here. He arrived on yesterday, by the way, and so he spent the night here in Guinea Bissau. Again, this Africa, so you have some running protocol and this organization, but I'm sure it's going to get better along the way. The Ghanaian motorcade stopped and the doors opened, and I'm sure His Excellency is about to disembark his vehicle. Quiet, walking, ever smiling Ghanaian president right here in your camera is making its way. We are on the flip side of them, so you see them as they come out. And the Ghanaian president is making its way. They are approaching time for the commencement of the purpose for which they left their respective countries. So I see another convoy of vehicle running through at this point. We are still watching to see who's coming in. We are yet to identify this convoy. And again, you see just in the camera organization glitches in terms of who's to move at what point in time, the slowness of the security and what have you. Let's see who's coming right now. This should be Benin. Yes, this should be Benin at this point. And the Benin one president is making his way as well. This is the convoy bringing the president of Benin. Let me see if I'm sight right at this point. And again, there are other vehicles in the way holding the convoy of the president. And so that vehicle has left. And so yes, is the president of Benin. That vehicle is turning slowly. And the rest of his delegation cutting their way into the opposite side to make sure they are properly positioned. That vehicle stopped, and of course the guard of honor that giving the instruction, the doors gets open, and just bringing you these play-by-play the arrival, the president of Benin making his way to the inside. Keep watching. Your president, His Excellency Dr. George Manneh Weah, will be coming anytime soon. They are arriving in time. This is the arrival formalities of the leaders of Africa here in Guinea Bissau for the sole purpose of the 63rd section of ECOWAS, heads of states and government. Again, keep watching. This is the venue of the summit, and the sun is indeed very hot here. And today it has been raining in the last few days, but again we're having some very hot weather here this morning. We are watching. Keep viewing with us. Keep viewing with us as we hear the siren comes in, and definitely we'll tell you who's arriving and at what point in time they will be arriving. African leaders again coming to discuss the continent. The Nigerian president slept in here last evening. He arrived on yesterday, Bola Tinubu, and that's one of the newest in the block of the leadership. He's going to be here. He came in on yesterday, and of course the re-elected president of Sierra Leone is also here. His Excellency Malabio also arrived on last evening. He also spent the night here in Guinea Bissau. So they've all been making their way for the sole purpose of African solidarity. I'm sure there's a common interest that they've all come to discuss. The official agenda is yet to be officially released to us, but again, what we intend to do for you is to bring you all of the eye-catching happenings here. The roads here are not many, so they've cut off this entire corridor to pedestrian and vehicle here in Guinea Bissau as of yesterday, just to make sure that the VIPs are properly secured. There's a huge security. There are securities moving on deterrents in vehicles around the city, in pickup trucks, and of course heavy machines, guns, making sure that this place is properly secured. And like I said, we are not far from their state house, where we call in Liberia the executive mansion. Where we are is just opposite their executive mansion, their state house. It's a few blocks away. And I'm standing right on the outside of the main building, watching, just allowing you to see what we're talking about. If you watch keenly in this shot, you'll see one of the many vehicles patrolling the city with combat military police officers, ready for any eventuality. They are marked up, black marks with the desert uniform to match, in a green pickup truck moving. There are several of those vehicles moving around here in Guinea-Bissau, making sure that the leaders of Africa here are properly safe. And so this is our portion of the contributing factor. Now that the president of Senegal has arrived and some others are already inside, we will be here awaiting the arrival of the rest, including His Excellency Dr. George Manneh Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia. We apologize for those glitches coming into our pictures. Again, it's a very busy morning here in Guinea-Bissau. Same time with Liberia though. Same time with Liberia. So it's 10:20 local time here. I'm sure it's the same time there back home. There is another serene whirling in the background. I'm sure it is bringing one of the presidents at this point. And so we will see who's coming. Like we said, the presidents are arriving. And there's another one making his way down here. And so let's see who's coming. Let's see who's coming in. This should be Cape Verde, or Cape Verde, you call it. And so this president also arrived on yesterday from Cape Verde. I hear him call it Cape Verde. It was he's making his way. And so let's see. The Cape Verdean are in town. Their leader is rolling here. This is the vehicle bringing the president of Cape Verde. And again, the aide-de-camp open the door. And so the door to the president gets open. And you see the president of Cape Verde. Every time you see him, simple looking, but always wearing a smile on his face, in his dark gray suit, gray headed, making his way to the inside, passes through our cameras from the opposite direction. And of course, the guard of honor will do their job in accordance to what seems to be taking place here. A very, very, very hot weather, and the sun rays is getting very, very tough. Let's keep watching, folks. If possible, you can share the video. His Excellency Dr. Weah is yet to arrive at this venue. I'm sure they are coming according to the schedule. So as they make their way to the inside, we will definitely roll out here for you. Several media institutions covering the respective presidents out here in Guinea Bissau. Again, if you haven't spoken Portuguese, or maybe if you haven't heard how frequent it's spoken, this is where you hear it a lot. There's a lot more of Creole here as well, not much of French. So even with the little Kwasa French, we try to communicate our way through, but we haven't mastered the Portuguese side of it. We haven't mastered the Creole side of it, and so it's good. These are the kinds of experiences you gather on these travels. And so we are still looking across as the presidents make their way. I'm hearing another convoy serene making its way until it reaches our destination. We wouldn't identify as to who's coming, but again, these escort motorbikes are making their way fast at this point, and so there is a direction for routine turning and turn out, exit and entry. And so let's see who's rolling now. There is a president nearby that is almost to where we are. That motorbike escort is moving very fast, and the vehicle of the president is turning, and this should be Sierra Leone. This should be President Malabio. The president of Sierra Leone is here. President Malabio, who just got re-elected. The doors open, and President Bio is out, and he's making his way at this point. There goes the Sierra Leonean president. And again, it's for you to see the presidents as they come in. This should be Togo now. The Togolese president for Yasembe, who came in this morning as well. Again, there is a hitch in the movement. The vehicle is being stored in terms of movement, and the president motorcade will twist turning, and the protocol will have to get readjusted. Let's get watching. This is the Togolese president who's just arrived here in Guinea Bissau. He touched down this morning as well. Here comes the ever smiling for Yasembe. He's making his way inside, and there's several other individuals in our shots, but never mind for that. Once we're giving you the pictures on arrival, it makes more sense for you. to understand where we are. Keep watching us, keep viewing us. Dr. Weah will arrive shortly. I'm just looking through the corridor of where all of the motorcades are making their way from. So Togo is inside now, and then of course Senegal is in. We are yet to see the host president. I love to call him the president. Would love to bluff a lot. He's a bluff guy, you know. I love to see his movement. He's always full of energy. So let's keep watching. And like we said, they are arriving. These are the formalities for arrival from the outside. I'm sure from the inside, where the commencement of the summit itself will take place, is yet to officially commence until all of the heads of states and government are properly seated and accounted for. And so let's take a look from the outside as these arrivals continue here. Good for the summit is that most of the presidents were able to share the same hotel.
We can start without Liberia.
And so I'm hearing now that Liberia is ruling. I'm hearing now that Liberia is ruling. And this should be the convoy of His Excellency Dr. Weah is just about leaving the hotel. Those are the protocols conversation I'm actually quoting based on what I've just heard from their conversation, that Liberia should be next. And yes, this should be the Liberian convoy. The ministers should be coming ahead of the president. And then of course again there's something unique about us, and every time that happens it just wrinkles smiles. And I wouldn't have to tell you what exactly it is. Well, I'm sure if you are a typical Liberian, there is something definitely unique about us, and this vehicle should be the ones bringing the ministers before the president arrives. But I'm told currently the weight should be on the ministers, so they are disembarking already. The president convoy is just inside now. His Excellency Dr. Weah should be here in a jiffy, and so I may likely try to readjust the president of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George Manneh Weah should be here shortly. And this is the convoy bringing His Excellency the President. That vehicle is turning. That vehicle is turning and it's making its way. The security team will disembark. And so the guard of honor have gotten position. Now have relocated. Have gotten properly positioned. The doors are open. His Excellency Dr. Weah is now here. And here comes the president of Liberia here at this summit. President George Manneh Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia, making his way to the inside of the summit. From Liberia.
Okay.
How are you?
Arrêtez.
Okay. Come here. Say again.
Okay, so that's it, the arrival of the president. And at this point, we will try to make our way to the inside for the formalities on the inside of this summit hall.